Right now, imagine you take one sip of soda, just one. What you're about to learn is that in the next 60 seconds, a chemical battle kicks off inside your mouth, an acid attack that will rage for the next 20 to 30 minutes, slowly dissolving your teeth, whether you can feel it or not. We're going to watch this happen in real time, minute by minute, so you can see exactly what one sugary snack does to your teeth. And the timing of this is the part that's going to change how you eat, I promise. Let's start the clock.
Here's the headline, and it's the most important sentence in this whole video. When it comes to your teeth, it's not just how much sugar you eat, it's how often. That one idea flips everything you think you know about junk food and teeth. By the end, you'll understand why slowly sipping one soda all afternoon is way worse for your teeth than chugging the whole thing in 5 minutes, even though it's the exact same amount of sugar. Sounds backwards, right? Stick around, it'll make total sense. Let's run the timeline.
Minute 0. You take the sip. The sugar washes over your teeth and, more importantly, it soaks into the plaque, that sticky bacterial film coating your teeth. And those bacteria, they have been waiting for this. Sugar is their favorite food in the entire world. The instant it arrives, they pounce and start feasting. Within seconds, the feeding frenzy is on. You taste sweetness and think, mmm. The bacteria taste sweetness and think, dinner.
Minutes 1 through 5. As the bacteria devour that sugar, they pump out their waste product, acid. And it happens fast. Within just a few minutes, the pH in your mouth, which measures acidity, starts plummeting. Your mouth is normally close to neutral, around a pH of 7. But there's a danger line at about 5.5. That's the critical threshold where enamel starts to dissolve. And after that sugary sip, your mouth blows right past 5.5 and keeps dropping. The attack has officially begun. And you don't feel a thing.
Minutes 5 through 20, this is the danger zone. Your mouth is now sitting in an acid bath below that critical 5.5 line. And here's where the real damage happens, demineralization. The acid is actively leaching calcium and phosphate, the minerals that make up your enamel, right out of the tooth surface. Your enamel is literally, microscopically being dissolved, not metaphorically, chemically. For these 15+ minutes, your teeth are losing minerals every second. One sip kicked off 20 minutes of this. Let that sink in.
Minutes 20 through 40, the cavalry arrives, your saliva. Saliva is incredible. It's your body's built-in defense system. Slowly, it starts neutralizing the acid and washing the sugar away, bringing the pH back up above that 5.5 danger line. And even better, saliva carries dissolved calcium and phosphate. So once it's safe again, it starts depositing those minerals back into the enamel, remineralization, repairing the damage from the attack. So in a perfect world, the system balances out. Acid pulls minerals out, saliva puts them back. But notice how long this recovery takes, around 20 to 40 minutes after a single exposure. Your mouth needs that whole window just to get back to baseline. And now, the punchline, the thing that changes everything. What happens if you take another sip before your mouth has finished recovering? The pH crashes back down and the attack restarts before the repair was even done. So, picture two people. Person A drinks a whole soda in 10 minutes. That's one acid attack. Then, a long, peaceful recovery. Repair wins. Person B sips the same soda slowly over 3 hours. Every few minutes, another sip, another crash. The pH never gets a chance to climb back to safety. Their teeth are stuck under the danger line almost the entire time. Hours of continuous demineralization with no recovery. Same sugar, wildly different damage. That's the frequency trap. Grazing and constant sipping are far more destructive than the total amount of sugar suggests. So, who are the worst offenders? The combo you want to watch out for is sugary plus acidic plus slow. Sipping soda or energy drinks over hours is basically the perfect storm. They bring their own acid, and the sugar feeds the bacteria to make more. Sour candies are brutal, super acidic, and they sit on your teeth. Sticky sweets like caramel and dried fruit cling to the grooves and keep feeding bacteria long after you've swallowed. And constant snacking on crackers or chips counts too. Those starches break down into sugars. It's not that you can never have these. It's about how you time them. Here's how you win the battle. 1. Group your sugar into meal times instead of grazing all day. Fewer, shorter attacks with long recovery windows in between. 2. Drink water after anything sugary to rinse the acid and help saliva reset the pH faster. 3. Don't brush immediately after. Remember, your enamel is softened during the attack, so wait about 30 minutes, but you can rinse with water right away. 4. Chewing sugar-free gum after eating actually boosts saliva flow, speeding up the recovery and the remineralization. And 5. Fluoride toothpaste makes your enamel more resistant to the next attack. You're basically managing a tug-of-war, and now you know how to keep it tilted toward repair.
Here's where it gets sneaky, because a lot of the worst acid triggers don't taste sugary at all, so people never connect them to tooth damage. Crackers, chips, pretzels, white bread, these refined starches break down into sugars right in your mouth and turn mushy and pack into the grooves of your teeth, feeding bacteria for ages. So that healthy bag of pretzels is basically a slow sugar drip. Then there are hidden sugars in things you'd never suspect: flavored yogurts, granola and protein bars, smoothies, sports drinks, even a lot of savory sauces, all of which keep the acid factory running. And separate from sugar, there's the pure acidity problem, things that attack enamel directly, regardless of sugar. Sparkling water is more acidic than people assume. Citrus and that trendy lemon water bathe your teeth in acid. Wine, both red and white, is acidic. Sour candies are a brutal combo of intense acid plus sugar that people suck on for ages. Even diet soda with zero sugar is acidic enough to erode enamel over time. The lesson isn't to fear all of these, it's to recognize that not sweet does not mean safe for teeth, and to apply the same rules. Have them with meals, rinse with water after, and don't sip them slowly all day.
I want to spend a minute on kids, because the frequency principle hits them especially hard and the damage shows up fast. The classic example is what dentists call baby bottle tooth decay, when a little one is put to bed with a bottle of milk, formula, or juice, or sips a sippy cup of sweet drink constantly through the day. The sugary liquid pools around their teeth for long stretches, often overnight when saliva flow is lowest, and it can cause severe, rapid decay in those brand new teeth. The fixes are gentle and simple. Avoid sending kids to bed with anything but water in the bottle. Don't let a sweet drink become an all-day sipping companion. And start cleaning teeth as soon as they appear, with just a tiny rice grain smear of fluoride toothpaste for little ones, and supervising so they spit rather than swallow. And, as I mentioned, baby teeth genuinely matter. They hold space for the adult teeth and affect eating and speech, so protecting them isn't optional. Building good frequency habits early, water as the default drink, sugar grouped with meals, sets a child up for a lifetime of easier teeth. If you've got specific questions about your child's teeth, a pediatric dentist is the right person to guide you. But the core idea is the same one driving this whole video. It's how often the sugar is there, not just how much. Let me boil this into rules of thumb you can actually use without a chemistry degree, plus some swaps that cut the damage without forcing you to give up everything. Rule 1. Drink it, don't sip it. If you're having soda or juice, finish it in a sitting rather than nursing it for hours, so it's one acid attack instead of a continuous bath. And use a straw to bypass some of the contact. Rule 2. Chase acid and sugar with water. A plain water rinse afterward helps your saliva reset the pH faster. Rule 3. Bundle treats with meals. Dessert right after lunch is far gentler than the same sweet eaten alone as a mid-afternoon snack, because you're already in one acid window with high saliva flow. Rule 4. Swap the all-day sipping drinks for water or unsweetened tea, and keep the sweet stuff as a defined event, not a background drip. And Rule 5. Finish a meal with something protective, like cheese, crunchy veg, or water, rather than ending on something sticky and sweet. None of this is about banning sugar. It's about controlling the frequency and timing. Because, say it with me, it's not just how much, it's how often. Those small swaps quietly change the whole balance. Let's nail the one principle that reorganizes everything you thought you knew about sugar and teeth. It's not just how much, it's how often. The total amount of sugar matters less than the number of separate times you expose your teeth to it, because each exposure restarts a 20 to 30-minute acid attack, and your saliva needs that long just to recover. So, the cookie eaten in 2 minutes with lunch is far gentler than the same cookie nibbled over an hour, and the soda you sip all afternoon is the worst-case scenario of all. Stop grazing, bundle your treats into meals, rinse with water, and let your saliva do its repair work in between. Honestly, fixing your frequency might be the single easiest, highest impact change for your teeth there is. So, that's one sip of soda, 60 seconds to kick off a 20-minute acid attack, and up to 40 minutes of recovery your teeth desperately need. The big takeaway: frequency beats quantity. Stop grazing, bundle your treats, rinse with water, and let your saliva do its job. Honestly, just spacing out when you eat sugar might be the single easiest win for your teeth there is. Tell me in the comments, are you a sipper or a chugger? Now you know which one your teeth prefer. Next, watch what happens when these attacks win and an actual cavity forms, step by step. Hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time.